think of it as just as a progression, just as like as a chick is trying to like peck out of an eggshell that it's outgrown, we're constantly trying to outgrow our old self. And you sometimes just like look at who you're becoming and just like, girl, I am so proud of you. You really handled that situation well today. I'm sure you have some layers that are like, how are you today? And you're like, fantastic, yeah. And then other layers that are like, I'm not okay, right? There's so many different parts of us, different layers of us. As we get to know us better, we get an opportunity to choose if we will accept and embrace all of us. So that is a question. And I like to think of discovering more and more layers within myself as a progression from ignorance to knowledge up, maybe from darkness into more light or more enlightenment, right? And so I was thinking about all the different colors we have to choose from. I'm feeling like brown is underappreciated. So I wanted to, hello, brown. Welcome. And I'm going to start with some darker colors at the base today and work into a lighter space as we go. And the leaves don't always have to be green. If you think about it, we're not always blooming. We're not always flowering. It's not always springtime. There are lots of seasons that are appropriate to celebrate, right? And so sometimes we come from a place of less self-knowledge, right? And we progress to a place of more self-knowledge. Have you ever like done journaling or work on yourself or introspection and be like, okay, I found some stuff, I worked through it, good, check the box, I handled that, I dealt with that, I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but in my journey, I'm like, okay, check the box, we're good, we did that thing. Months later, you're doing more work and you're like, hey, here's that one same thing that I already handled. Why is it showing up again? I already let it go. I already forgave the people or myself or whatever. Why is this showing up again? And the first time that happened to me, I was like, well, maybe I did the work wrong. Maybe I did the work incompletely. Maybe I wasn't ready to deal with all the stuff that I had to let go in that particular moment, and so I sort of did it again. And then I'm like, okay, now this time for real, I let all my stuff go. And it's really for real. Like I did it, right? I felt good for a minute. And then I'm doing more work. And then I'm like, hey, what's up with this thing showing up again? And then so I started questioning, I'm like, am I not doing the work right? Am I not really letting go? But here's the thing is, I think we're not ready to handle everything in the world all at once, and so it's kind of, I call it like a small mercy that we get to handle one thing at a time, line upon line, right? We get to deal with one thing at a time. And then once we handle one thing, we're ready for another level or layer within ourselves that maybe might have been too hard to look at before, or we didn't have some understanding that we needed to be able to get all the way through a certain door of consciousness or awareness, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, my point is, be gentle with yourself. You're not doing it wrong. You're not doing a halfway job. It just may be that there's more work that can be done at once. Have you ever been to like a really, really good buffet, like around where I live in Salt Lake City. There are some high class, like 5-star buffets, and they're amazing. And I'm like, I wish I could bring 2 tummies with me because I do not want to be full because it is too good, right? And you just can't handle all of it in one sitting. And I think sometimes maybe that's how it is with some of our work that we do on ourselves, right? Like it's just, maybe it's not even healthy. Maybe the timing's not right to just discover every single layer in ourselves, and try to process a bunch of stuff. Because like, okay, in compassion, you probably are more awesome in at least a few ways than you used to be, right? And it doesn't mean that where you were wasn't good. It's just like where you were starting from. Like if you're going from A to B, you can't start at B, you have to start at A where you are, right? And so we're all on our journey. And so, maybe it's too big of a giant leap to try to go from, where we are to fully where we need to be in the healing process and forgiving and letting go, and some of those kinds of things. Maybe we just need more time, maybe we're meant to go a little more slowly. I mean, even as I color this, I'm like, I actually colored earlier today too. It's a pretty fun hobby, actually. We could spend like literally like an hour on this petal right here, and we could slowly consider it, every angle, listen to every moment of the pencil against the paper and think about what it means. And we could really go deep into meditation with that. And maybe we'll do that one night. But in general, it's kind of like, all right, we want to take time for ourselves, but not so much time that's like, we got other stuff to do too, right? And so as I'm watching myself color, it is kind of a quicker motion. So if you ever want to just take more time and find those more layers within yourself, please do not feel rushed by my efficiency. My desire is to be able to just chat about these affirmations with you a little bit more each time that we get together, and just help you really soak in these concepts about layers within yourself being okay, about degrees of progress and growth within yourself being okay, taking more than one time to forgive yourself. That's okay. And in fact, some spiritual leaders that I follow talk about like reevaluating daily. You could call it repenting, like restarting. I like the term realigning to your higher power, to your purpose, to your higher self, whatever words resonate for you on that. But just knowing like, okay, our bodies are beautiful and amazing, and they're human and carnal and run by largely your subconscious, which is not a growth mechanism. It's a safety mechanism, right, for you. And so we're constantly having to like come back to awareness and reset and like, okay, I choose not to live in this old pattern. I choose a new pattern. I'm exercising my free will and agency, right? And so it's a constant, some people might call it a battle, but I prefer to think of it as just as a progression, just as like as a chick is trying to like peck out of an eggshell that it's outgrown. We're constantly trying to outgrow our old self that we've outgrown, and just do it better and better and more and more. And it's a fun process to discover these layers in yourself, don't you think? Isn't it rewarding? And do you sometimes just like look at who you're becoming and just like, girl, I am so proud of you. You really handled that situation well today. You really kept your cool when you used to blow up and stuff like that. Or maybe you're just like, you just set a big honking chunky goal, like way to just be bold, or like you spoke up when you should have. That was awesome. You didn't used to do that. And it's just fun to see yourself progress. I celebrate you and all of your layers. And no matter where we start from, no matter if we feel like it's a lot of dark, we're human, we're learning, we're making mistakes, sometimes we say things or do things and we're like, oh, I wish I could take it back, and that's a blotch on my soul. But you know what, it's part of a tapestry that has darks and lights, and it has variations in texture, and as we grow, we come into more and more light. I hope you feel that that is the path that you're on, and I hope you feel that you are doing well on that path. I hope you can see your own evolution from darkness into light, and how beautiful that can be. Isn't that fun? As I discover more layers within myself, I love and appreciate myself more. Inhale that. Let go of any resistance. I want you to just like shake your shoulders, shake your head, like shake off, like brush off any resistance to that. Let's inhale that again. As I discover more layers within myself, I love and appreciate myself even more. I want you to practice saying that. Say that out loud. Talk about loving yourself like this is normal, everyday thing that you just do. It's amazing. Let me say it that way. Let me say it another way. As you discover more layers within yourself, you can love and appreciate yourself even more. How do you love someone you barely know? As you get to know yourself, as you start to see these other beautiful angles and the budding of you, the opening up of your heart, of your mind, of yourself and your potential. It's more layers to discover that couldn't even be seen when the blossom was still closed, right? Like we can't even see that part of ourself that's right in the middle, the beautiful parts that are just so delicate and fragrant and amazing and feminine and you. So I encourage you, have the courage to discover yourself. And when you see more of her, just pour the love on, because you are infinite. You're amazing. Okay. I hope your drawing is beautiful. I hope it inspires you. I hope it reminds you to love you more. Please post it in the page. And I'm super excited to see what you have done, whether you have done a darkness to light kind of idea like this, or if you've done your very own thing. I'm always in love with all the different kinds of images. And so it's fun. It's fun to play around with growth. Okay, have a beautiful evening. I love you. I will see you next time. Bye.